Kingsmead.
So a big test match this. 1-1, 1 to play, and this is it. Graeme Smith won the toss, elected to bowl, having played 5 seamers, so the reasoning's fair enough. Simon Tailenders and Hashim Amla, the 2 umpires. Hashim Amla standing in his 43rd test match, Simon Tailenders in his 49th, and they both topped the 100 one-day internationals. And a new look opening set up here for the West Indies. Injuries have caused them to make several decisions, not overnight, just a few minutes ago. With me opening the batting, as always, Jeffrey Dujon. Jeffrey, it's a great shame that Chris Gayle can't play.
Yes, Jack, as it certainly is. As say good morning here to all our viewers. Chris Gayle it's a big loss. It's a loss at the top of the innings, obviously, because of the way he bats, the way he gets the innings off to a start, and also I think his leadership will be missed. Dwayne Bravo has had some experience leading this West Indies team in one-day games, but never in a test match. So there's inexperience in the captaincy and also inexperience at the top of the order. Brenton Parchment, he's playing his first test match for the West Indies. Young Jamaican opener, he's been around for a while in regional cricket and he's now gotten his opportunity. And crucial test match for the West Indies. They can win the series, or they can draw it, or they can lose it. So he'll be under a little bit of pressure. He's gonna have to contend with this man, Dale Steyn, who has really been on a tear throughout the series. Despite injuries, bowled, he's taken wickets, and he's really been the spearhead of the South African attack.
To add to that equation, I would assume Antini will open the bowling with him from the other end, but Shaun Pollock makes a welcome return to Test cricket in place of Paul Harris, so no slow bowler in the South African side. Here's the first ball. And runs. Just one.
And if anyone knows these conditions, it would be Shaun Pollock. It's his home ground. He knows this wicket very well. He'll know the areas to pitch the ball. You know, with the conditions that prevail, the pitch doesn't, it seems to have a bit of moisture in it. It doesn't look as if it's going to be very quick to start with. There will be some sideways movement, and the length that Shaun Pollock normally bowls, if there's movement to be had, he will get it.
Absolutely. 3 slips and a gully. Mid off and backward point. So the first ball in Test cricket for young Parchment, and he doesn't have to bother with it. That'll race away for 4. It's leg byes only, but 4 nevertheless. Teeny just straying down the leg side slightly.
Just getting a little too wide on the crease, Mackay and Teeny.
Put down by Cullis at second slip. I think that carried. Normally such safe hands, Jacques Cullis.
Not sure if it carried, but definite edge. And appears that it did carry. Jacques Cullis just not getting down in time. Didn't move towards that ball in a very athletic fashion, and you'd have to say that that's a miss.
That isn't. Beautiful bowling from Dale Steyn. 2 on the trot, 1 put down, the other snaffled up by Smith at first slip.
Well, we've been seeing the tremendous sideways movement that Dale Steyn is getting off this pitch. Darren Ganga played a legitimate shot, but that ball just did too much. And a simple catch in the end to Graeme Smith at first slip. So the West Indies lose their first wicket. Darren Ganga goes for 3. It's 10 for 1.
Ranaka Morton makes his way to the crease. Having, I don't know whether he's been watching television in the dressing room. If he has, he'll know that there's some movement out there. Just averages 22. It's a big ask for somebody averaging 22 to walk out at number 3 in a test match. But someone's got to do it, and he's got the job. This is why he's there. Ganga is squared up a little bit in the safe hands of Graeme Smith at first slip. Ball before, Cullis had put down Parchment. So Ganga shouldn't have even been that end. Strange how this game works. Now then, Steyn again.
Well, we'll be seeing a lot of that. We have been so far. This movement has bothered all the batsmen. Morton getting caught on the crease, doesn't really get forward.
Close. It's bounced over the stumps. Brenton Parchment looking to get settled. It's going to be tough because the ball's jagging about. And this is the last one. Is playing it under his eyes, but maybe the bat not quite down fully. Off the bat. Oopsie. Fortunate that it bounced that high. It's a big shout. It's given out as well. Shaun Pollock has got his first on his return. The batsman, Ranaka Morton, might not be happy about this.
Well, there's a lot of movement back in off the seam, so we'll have to wait and see whether A, hit him in line, and B, whether it would have missed leg stump. Hit him low down. So that's the second wicket that's down, 11 for 2. So Morton is on his way for 1. Shaun Pollock strikes on his return to the South African side. That will be a happy South African camp. They won the toss. They're right on top. Bowling conditions are very good.
Marlon Samuels comes to the wicket. Average just under 30, has applied himself rather well in this series. It's the 3rd test match for him and one he would love to play well in. Met him after test number 1 when South Africa had lost to them and he had played well, missed out on 100 but got man of the match, and he said not a lot to celebrate yet because the series is here to be won. So he would desperately love to put in a performance here. This is why he's there. Shaun Pollock gets the ball to dart back off the seam. Ranaka Morton does not quite get outside the off stump and he struck it in front. He thought about it a long time, the umpire. Umpire Alim Dar, and decided he's happy with that one. There. Whoa, what a catch! Herschel Gibbs, he is absolutely fantastic in the field. Another one for Pollock.
Well, that's exactly what we talked about. Ball it a bit fuller. This was the attempted off drive, outside edge. Have a look at Herschel Gibbs. Diving catch to the right. He's taken some magnificent catches in his time, and this is another one flying through the air and holding on to that one. Success for Pollock, and a terrific catch by Herschel Gibbs. West Indies lose their third wicket. They're in all sorts of trouble. 22 for 3.
"22 for 3, the West Indies, having been put into bat by skipper Graeme Smith, and he'll feel he did exactly the right thing because his bowlers have bowled in the right areas and have got the breakthroughs just as he would have planned when deciding to bowl first. Shivnarine Chanderpaul comes to the wicket, and it's Chanderpaul and Samuels once again to try and put their team in a better position. 22 for 3, things not looking good. This is Pollock's wicket.
Pollock bowling close to the stumps as he normally does. Got that one further up as we suggested, and Herschel Gibbs taking a blinder in the gully.
It's a thing of beauty. They'll all be champing at the bit, the bowlers, to run up and bowl because the conditions are so helpful. And when you get your opportunity, you have to make sure that you make it count. Get the ball up there, pitch it in good areas, and at least look like you're going to take a wicket, because Graeme Smith will feel, well, if you're going okay and you're beating the bat, and they're not scoring runs, but you're not looking particularly dangerous, better to go to someone else. Shot. Short, wide, and put away in fine style.
Well, the problem from Mackay-Ntini's point of view is that he's somebody who likes to come in and dig it in and hit the pitch hard. Now, it's not really the sort of surface where you want to do that. You need to bowl fuller, and you need to get the batsman on the front foot. That's where you're going to get your results. But if you're just going to dig it in, it's going to sit up, and it's going to be a lot easier for the batsman. So he's going to have to adjust his length pretty quickly.
Got him, he's gone. Mackay-Ntini adjusts perfectly, gets the ball up there, and Samuels feels at it. 4 down the West Indies.
That was the right length. Mackay-Ntini's happy, and why not? This was a good delivery, angling in and then moving away off the seam. Samuels playing away from his body, getting a thick edge, and that was the easy catch for Mark Boucher. So South Africa right on top.
Samuels gone for 6. West Indies 26 for 4.
26 for 4. They couldn't have manufactured a worse start than this, but to be absolutely fair to them, the ball has talked. It's gone sideways out there for everybody who's run up and bowled. But then, to give South Africa credit, they bowled a very good line, they bowled a very good length, and that basically is what it's all about. Here's the last wicket to go. Outside edge from Marlon Samuels, pushing away from his body just a little bit. So 1 to Ntini. Two to Pollock, 1 to Steyn. Joining me for the first time this morning, Jeff Boycott. It's not been easy for the batsman today, Jeffrey.
That's an understatement. Good morning, everybody. I thought Pollock should have opened. You know, he just opened it Smithy with the two normal bowlers, Steyn and Ntini. I know Ntini's the best bowler normally, I like him, but I mean, on this sort of surface, it was just made for Pollock. Just put it there, make them play 5 or 6 out of 6. Keep on making them play.
Sun trying to come through for the first time. Oh, that one goes the other way. He's got 2 that's nipped back, and this one still feeling for it. Just leaves him off the seam like a fast leg break. Over pitches and punished. It's a good stride in.
Well, that's good cricket, because if you survive by playing well, eventually the bowler will bowl you a bad ball. It was very full, it was very wide, and as soon as he let it go, Pollock was cross with himself. The big stride there, that's what you have to do. But you've got to make big strides, not just when you're hitting it, but when you're defending.
Gone! Caught by Callis at second slip. The man who's held this whole innings together for the last 2 test matches. It's gone for naught.
Well, that was lovely cricket, and you see how important a wicket that was. But this was a little out of context. Watch him push at this. Now, that's not really Chanderpaul, is it? It's not the Chanderpaul we know. I don't know how he slept last night, but that's not the normal way he plays. 33 for 5.
Ball just full enough to drag Chanderpaul forward. He's left so beautifully this whole summer, left the ball alone. But that was just full enough to encourage him to push at it. Dinesh Ramdin, wicket-keeper batsman. 758 runs, averaging 22, so by world standards for a wicket-keeper batsman, that's a little bit on the low side. Needs to be up around 35, 30. And all-out attack, 3 slips gully, backward point, mid-off, forward short leg mid-on. Oh, what a good shot that is. Goodness me. It's a little bit on the up as well.
He played that as if it's a flat pitch. As if they're about 190 for 1. Wow. Well, this is the wicket of Chandler. Watch, it just draws him in. Pushing, you know, push drive. Doesn't normally do that. So that's very good bowling by Antini to drag him into it. Yeah, Robin's right. Just dragged him there. It teased him on such a lovely length. It was just up there enough. Well, that's the other side of trying to drive when the ball's not quite there. You got to try to hit it straightish mid-off, and you get an inside edge that luckily goes for 4.
Do you think he's been watching the rest of this game?
No, I think they might have decided that, hang on, if we're going to get out, we're going to get a free. See where the left foot was there, the drive, hardly out of the batting crease. That's poor technique. You keep on playing like that, you're going to struggle through your career.
He stuck that in a little bit short, and he's quick onto it. And hits his 3rd 4 of the innings. It's 46 for 5. He squirted that away. That'll run away for 4. And the end of the over at 51 now for 5.
Shot. I think he's striving a bit too much, Shaun Pollock. I think if I was Graeme Smith, I'd be having a word with him. What's happening? You bowled, I would say, 1 or 2 too many shortish balls. Not just that one. You've got to get it up, make him drive. Whether he just desperately wants to get wickets, he knows there's a chance to get more here. He hasn't had many chances to play Test cricket. Look how short that is for a medium pacer. Just get it up. Yep, there you are, get it up. That's out. Just short of a length. I would get it up even a couple of more feet than that, but that ball just bounced. And it's a little further up than the other 2 or 3. And that's another wicket, straight forward.
Difficult ball for Bravo to play. It's like perfect. It's just short of a length, and the extra bounce, he's got behind it, which might have been his downfall. And another good catch from Gibbs. Makes ground to his right. Pollock, that's number 3. And the West Indies lose their captain for 13 and are 57 for 6. Darren Sammy then comes out a lot earlier than he would like to at number 8, well before lunch. Just playing his 3rd test match, so no stats to back him, and his side in terrible, terrible trouble.
Oh dear.
You want the bowler who's going to put it in the most awkward areas more often than anybody else, and just kiss the top and let the pitch do the work.
Mark Boucher in a little bit of trouble. More than just a little bit of trouble. Yeah, his ankle or his foot goes as he gets up to run after the ball. See, a little bit of impetus, all sardine gone. Wide down the leg side, long half volley, 4. Can Nell now readjust and get it right? Very important. He's almost under a little bit of pressure here because all the other bowlers, he's come on at 64 for 6. Let's concentrate though on Mark Boucher for a minute. Looks like he's holding his shin just above his instep.
There's another. Andre Nell joins the party. West Indies 7 down. It's that man Gibbs again in the gully.
Well, Herschel Gibbs seems to be a magnet for the ball. He's taken some spectacular catches and finished rammed in, opening the face of the bat to a delivery that he didn't really have to be forward to, and it carries to Gibbs. Well, he goes for 30. Well played 30. It was a little bit of excitement in it. The West is 74 for 7.
Jerome Taylor walks to the wicket. Would not have expected this, or I should say would not have wanted this. None of them in the West Indies change room, none of the bowlers, having been put into bat, would have expected to be batting in the first session. This is the last of them to go. Dinesh Ramdin. It's a good shot. Now looking to go very full. Bowl at the stumps. And Jerome Taylor likes to drive. He drives that well for 4. Nicely played. It was short. And Jerome Taylor put that away. I won't say with ease because it wasn't easy, but he got it right out the middle.
Well, he's improved his batting over the last year, Jerome Taylor. He knows how to play straight, and he can play a few shots. There's nothing wrong with that one.
That's nicely played as well. So he's followed up the short one with one that's full, and Taylor equal to the task. He's gone through the field again. That should go all the way to the boundary for 4. It's a beautiful shot there to finish proceedings. 15 runs off. 99 for 7. A change in the ball. They looked at it in the last over. Had a good look at it. Jacques Cullis gave it to umpire Tarfel. Obviously we're not happy with it, and now having had a bit of a conference, decide that they're going to change it for a ball that'll be of similar age. 25 overs. Maybe this one will bring better luck for Andre Nel. He'll be quite happy the ball's changed, actually. Went for 15 in the last over.
Well, I don't think that had anything to do with the ball. I think it had to do with the fact that he was a bit wayward.
I think also that, oh, a good effort, but I don't think he stopped it. The modern day player doesn't see many pitches where he's just got to get the ball in the corridor of uncertainty and just keep it there and let the pitch do the work. Today, the modern game, there's lots of flat pitches around where you've got to try all sorts of things to get batsmen out, and I don't think they know how to keep the concentration and patience. Nearly, but not quite.
That was a better length. No third man in position. Herschel Gibbs doing the chasing. He's had a good day in the field today, Herschel Gibbs. He's caught 3 catches. One of them was an absolute...
Oh, he's out in the air. Oh, he's caught it. What an absolute blinder that is. I'm thinking, well, that's in the air. Well, that's a chance, but not easy. And he's caught an absolutely fantastic catch. You won't see too many better in the outfield than that.
Brilliant by Dale Steyn. Bouncer. Didn't get hold of it. Got it very high up on the bat, but Dale Steyn is a very good athlete. That is a top catch.
Well, if you can tell me that there are many better than that you've seen, I'd like to hear about it, and that's a cracker. Well played, Jerome Taylor, but Pollock did you there for pace. 116 for 8.
Pollock continues his good form. He's looking for a 5-wicket haul in this innings. We were talking earlier about his ability on the subcontinent, and in Pakistan he bowled South Africa to victory, to a wonderful victory under Ansi Cronier's captaincy a few years ago at Faisalabad. Pakistan were chasing 146, they were bowled out for 92, and Pollock picked up. So he's definitely got the ability to bowl on all surfaces. That's 4, 2 full and 2 wide.
Well, this is buffet bowling, isn't it? This is help yourself. It's ridiculous. 134 for 8.
Four more. This partnership is now already becoming irritating for the home team.
And he finally picks up the wicket he's been looking for. Loose shot from Darren Sammy, easily taking that slip.
Well done, Graeme Smith. I certainly wouldn't have persisted with him, not with the way he was going around the park. And he's given his big strike bowler one more chance, and he hasn't let him down. As you say, a loose shot there, safe hands. Good catch, actually. Arrived at a height that's never quite easy how to place your fingers, either pointing down or pointing up. So Darren Sammy goes for 28. It's 139 for 9. Fidel Edwards playing his 30th Test match. Not a whole bunch of stats that's going to give you a great deal of confidence that there could be another last wicket stand of some meaning, but you never know. Gone! He has finished it in the same over, all out, 139, having been put in this morning by Graeme Smith. Nell finishes with 3, but a bit on the expensive side. Pollock back in Test cricket, 11 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 35, and the question, I guess, is it really a 139 all-out pitch, or was the batting perhaps not dedicated enough? What would you say, my friend?
Well, I think lack of technique for conditions like this would have had a lot to do with it. So they bowled out for 139, was just after the luncheon interval, and the card doesn't make such great reading. Just from Bravo down, contributing significantly. 30 from Ramdin, good 30. Taylor got 25 and Sammy 28. But 139, West Indies should have scored more runs.
139 is the lowest first innings score at Kingsmead. The previous one was 161 by South Africa against England in 1948-49 season. Those are the partnerships, what they are to talk of, but the crucial one, I guess, was probably the 42 between Sammy and Taylor, which got the West Indies past 100 and onwards. A wicket for Steyn, 2 from Tini, 4 for Pollock, 3 for Nell. Herschel Gibbs recalled, having been left out for 2 test matches. Mackenzie was picked for, Neil Mackenzie was picked for the Cape Town test and this test, pulled a muscle in his calf, unfit for this game, and back comes Herschel. Got a pair in his last test that he played in PE. Now he's on a pitch which might test him out just a little bit. Lovely moment that for Brenton Parchment. You would obviously remember your first test match. Was that also the procedure in those days or not?
No, it wasn't actually. You passed through, we went to Australia obviously, and we passed through England, and old Bill Edwards would just drop off your sweater and your cap.
That'll be a couple. I don't think he's got enough on it for, he has got enough on it for 4. So the opening ball goes for 4. It's going to be really interesting to see how these young West Indians go about bowling on this pitch. Oh, he's hit that. Magnificent. Magnificent. Good shot from Gibbs. Middle of the bat. He'll feel wonderful about that.
Leg stump half volley. It nearly always will go for 4.
Well, that's the problem, is when you're an express fast bowler, you're trying to bowl pace, you normally have a wider range of length and line and can get away with it a bit more. But on this surface, you're just going to give away easy 4 balls. And that's going to race the scoreboard around. It takes the pressure off the batsman. You're not able to exert any pressure as a captain. Not good. They're already 6 runs and over. Oh, good shot. Lucky bounce for Graeme Smith, or unlucky for the fielder, but this is the problem. Express bowlers trying to get a wicket through aggression and pace. Slightly off length of line, they're going to hit you. They can be very expensive. And then what happens if runs keep coming like this? Then your captain starts saying, well, I better take a slip or 2 away, take a catcher from here. And then when you do get to a nick, there ain't too many people to catch it.
It's off the edge, but it's gone all along the ground for 4. 28 for none. Oh, you give him width and he can play you through that offside, Herschel Gibbs. Second scoring shot, second 4.
Just a little bit on the up is this. It's a gorgeous shot. When it hits it in the middle, looks good. Not a half volley that. I think I'd be concerned if I was the West Indies captain, the fact that the ball's not doing very much from these faster bowlers. Oh, that's width again. He'll smash that, and he has. And this is the problem. The runs are coming too quickly. Can you believe it? Smashed it for 6. I think it helps Herschel that I think some people think about their game, and having made a pair and so far, you'll be thinking and worried about it. I don't think so, that Herschel thinks a great deal. And I don't mean that disparagingly. Oh, shot, half volley, and you got a wide one and then a half volley. And you can't control the game if you're captain. Look, he's coming from first slip. Dwayne Bravo's coming from first slip. He's going to do something. He can't just allow the runs to come. 50's coming 7.3 overs. I mean, it's almost like a one-day game.
He's gone. He's dragged one on. Was playing so nicely, Herschel Gibbs, and he's gone for a pull shot there and just dragged it onto the leg stump.
Well, I don't think this ball was that short. I think he was trying to make a pull shot from a ball was short of a length. I don't think it was quite as short as he thought to hit to the onside. It didn't quite bounce. If you watch it again, he didn't really get up that high. He's got the underside edge. He's mystified. He can't believe it. He's playing well. But it's out. 53 for 1.
So Hashim Amla comes to the wicket to join his skipper Graeme Smith. In the commentary box, Robin Jackman and Kepler Wessels.
Thanks, Pommy. There'll be a lot of people who are watching this test match, whether around the world or at this ground, that'll be disappointed to have seen that innings come to an end. No more so than Herschel himself. That'll be 4. Smith's strength.
The ball be to Graeme Smith, you're going to pay the price. But what's good about that was that he hit that in front of square. That shows that his balance is a lot better. His weight transfer is better as well. He's getting a bigger stride in, coming through the ball nicely. And that went in front of square, which is exactly where he scores when he's playing well. Short and wide and well hit by Amla. Run starting to flow freely again. The rate still a very healthy one, 4.5. Amla in a good position there.
Oopsie. All the way to the boundary. 4 byes. It was a slower ball. It bounced twice before it got to rammed in. He tried to get everything behind it, but couldn't quite.
Well, you don't need these when, especially when you don't have a lot of runs on the board.
Shot. It was full and there to drive, and Graeme Smith did it well. Don't want to bowl there. That's a beautiful shot from Hashim Amla, right up on his toes, and square cuts that for 4. Shot. Can't err in length when you don't have the pace, particularly if you err short. Graeme Smith with a smile on his face, he loves it short, particularly at this pace.
That was just short enough. Gets back in his crease, gives himself a little bit more time, and that is not only a wonderful shot, it's wonderful camera work.
Shot. Fantastically played. And on drive, and you expect him to play well in that area. It's a favorite area for Graeme Smith. He gets to 50. His 20th 50, 3rd against the West Indies. The average against the West Indies, 70. So loves playing against them, and he's not done yet. Nobody out there. Finishes with a 4. Brings up the 100. 100 for 1.
and they're just picking them off. I mean, that's just a leg side half volley. If you can't hit that, you shouldn't be playing club cricket. And they have to get wickets because the way things are going at the moment, I mean, there are 2 hours of play left. If daylight stays okay, they could declare at 11 o'clock tomorrow and be bowling at West Indies.
That's beaten slip, and they'll run away for 4. And that's just a very good illustration of the fact that he's got to have some people in the covers to stop the boundaries, and now the outside edge. There's no one there to catch it for him.
Width, wide, gentle pace, trying to slow it down he is and bowl accurate, but as I said, it's a different mind thinking. And if you've never been a fast medium bowler, you've always been a fast bowler, it's difficult. 121 for 1.
Just nudged through there, quick outfield, might well go all the way, does. Oh dear, full toss. Man in form now, bound to be 4.
Well, it's stealing candy, isn't it, from children, really. I mean, at this pace, you bowl a full bunger. I know he doesn't do it on purpose, but I mean, that's too easy.
Fine, it'll be 4. That takes South Africa into the lead with 9 wickets in the bank.
Well, you don't often see a team get ahead on the first day, and now it's looking bad, really bad. They haven't got any wickets, that's the problem.
He's got it through again. Having got himself in, he's started to cover drive rather nicely. Graeme Smith playing like a man in form, a man who's regained his form into the 90s with this.
Hard volley, well struck by Graeme Smith through extra cover. His weight transfer has been much better today. He's also hit the ball a lot later, which has been good.
That's a top shot. Brings up the 100 partnership and takes Graeme Smith closer to 100 himself.
Good shot. This delivery is short and wide. Graeme Smith got across nicely and played that cut shot well. Wasn't scared to hit it in the air. There's no third man in position, so he had the freedom to do that.
And there it is. Graeme Smith, the South African captain, gets his 13th 100 in Test cricket. It's been a while coming. His team appreciate it, and so do the supporters. Graeme Smith, though, will be the most elated because he's come out of a rut of form, of bad form, with an 85 in Cape Town to lead his team to victory and draw them level in the series, and this 100 on the way to setting things up. Short again, dispatched again. Boundary number 20 for Smith.
Well, they're not learning, the West Indian bowlers. The length on this pitch is definitely not short. You've got to get it up to the bat, get them playing forward. This is short, it just sat up. It was a poor delivery. Graeme Smith has punished them.
I may go for 4. It does. It's played fantastically well. Great timing by Hashim Amla in his favourite area, off the pads. 175 for 1.
Oh, catch. Oh dear, went with one hand. Now I'm not sure he couldn't have gone with two. It went quickly, but he could see the drive coming. Would have been a good catch.
Well, when you wait around and for something to happen when nothing is happening, chance normally comes. This goes wide to Darren Sammy's right. Gets a hand on it, and having got that far, should have held on. It's a good delivery from Fidel Edwards. In a good area. And that's beautifully played by Hashim Amla. Fielder won't pull it back. Very powerful in that area, and that was a well-timed on drive.
Yeah, sweet shot. Took it from off the stumps, but shouldn't be bowling there, should you? You know he's strong on the onside. Plays it well, beautifully. There, he'll go after those, but that's too full. That's a lovely shot. That's right up there. The line is right, length is wrong.
And that brings up his 50. 50 for Hashim Amla. It's taken him 92 balls. But it's been a solid innings. Got let off not too long ago, but he's made use of that opportunity.
I mean, that's absolute rubbish, Indy. I mean, you've seen him play the third test match now. You know he plays through the leg side. I mean, it's exasperating.
And it's a new South African record for the second wicket. The previous one was 146 between Gary Kirsten and Jack Callis at Georgetown, 2000-2001.
Look here, we now put mid-wicket back on the boundary. So we're setting fields for horrible balls. They're not even bad. Well, that was telegraph, wasn't it? How is it you for 2-4? Bowler bouncer, that was really bright. 200 for 1.
Thick outside edge, that's 4.
These guys aren't used to it, you see. It's not in their armoury. They're used to trying to go after people with pace, bounce, aggression. And that just brings up another 4 now.
Yeah, we talked about getting driven and getting cut. He didn't want to get cut. There's no cover for that, so that's 4 more. And 41 overs gone and 208 for 1, South Africa. Quickly done from Graeme Smith. 4 more.
Watch how much time he had to play this. As a fast bowler, trying to bowl quick, short, just, well, it's not even a late cut, is it? Just easy. I don't think they'll be queuing up to come off, not unless a wicket goes down and there's a new batsman in. Runs coming too easily, too quickly.
He's hit a lot of boundaries today, Graeme Smith. Ended the over 213 for 1. Good over so far from Jerome Taylor. 5 deliveries. There's a man that they miss. I think Dwayne Bravo on this pitch would be an ideal bowler. Knows how to hold the line, gets a little movement, mixes up the pace. Full toss. End of the over. A maiden. It's 213 for 1. Well, it seems that we're off for the light, and I doubt if that will improve. So South Africa will end the day at 213 for 1, a lead of 74. Graeme Smith, 122 in 133 balls. Hashim Amla not out on 55, a partnership of 160 in 206 balls. Applause from the South African dressing room. And South Africa will be satisfied that they've had a very productive day. Won the toss, sent the West Indies into bat, and the West Indies only able to manage 139. South Africa went into bat just after lunch and are now in the position of 213 for 1. He'll have a lot to think about, John Dyson. His bowlers have been disappointing, to say the least. The batting this morning, conditions weren't that good for batting, and they fell cheaply, but the bowlers have really not come to the fore. Dwayne Bravo not able to bowl, must be frustrating. He's tried all his bowlers and to no effect. Umpires still haven't left the middle, so they're waiting to see if there's any improvement in the light.
Well, I can't see they're going to come back now. I can't see they're going to come back at all. They'll certainly stay out there a while and see if the light does improve, but I don't expect it to. And I shouldn't think West Indies want them to.
Well, there's the South African batting card. Makes great reading for them. That partnership between Smith and Amla unbroken. 213 for 1. They lead the West Indies on first innings by 74. And there's that big partnership, 160. Good opening partnership between Smith and Gibbs as well. So South Africa in a solid position with the bat. The bowling for the West Indies, disappointing. Just the 1 wicket for Darrell Powell, but himself and Edwards going at 5 and 6 respectively. Bowling has lacked penetration, lacked steadiness. So there we have it. After the first day's play, West Indies 139, South Africa 213 for 1. They're 74 runs ahead.
Make sure to join us right here on SABC3 when we are on air at 9:30 for day 2 of the third and final Castle Test match right here at Sahara Stadium, Kingsmead. Make sure to join us then. We look forward to your company.